Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton and beyond. This week, we sit down with Indonesia's men's doubles pair, Angriawan and Rian Agung Saputro, as they tell us about their journey together. And we head to Peru as the region's young shuttlers battle to be crowned the best at the Pan Am Junior Championships. If there's one country that has a proud tradition in men's doubles, it is Indonesia. The Southeast Asian nation has produced some of the greatest men's pairs. From 2000 Sydney Olympic gold medalists Tony Gunawan and Chandra Wijaya to current world champions Muhammad Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan, Indonesia has consistently cultivated world beaters in this discipline. Besides the fierce competition at its national training centre, key to the country's success is also the solidarity of the team that has helped propel the players' ambitions. For Indonesia Masters champions Angriawan and Rian Agung Saputro, team unity has been vital.
Tradisi kita ganda putra, kalau misalnya kita ada yang juara.
The tradition with us in men's doubles is that if any of us win a tournament, doesn't matter who, the champions have to give the rest of the team a dinner treat. This makes all of us closer as a team. Another example would be when all of us are competing at the Superseries tournaments, the coaches will encourage all of us to go to the venues together. Even if there's some issues to be addressed, our coaches will talk it out with everybody. That solidifies our unity.
Rame-rame gitu, jadi kebersamaannya itu solidnya tuh terjaga gitu.
Speaking from Indonesia's national centre, the world number 23 duo spared some time off their training to share with us their thoughts. Ever since Barry and Rian stepped up to the national team in 2010 and 2009 respectively, they've been a source of pride for their loved ones.
Orang tua pastinya sih bangga, jadi ya nggak.
Our parents are definitely proud. Who would have thought of my progress? There I was at home just playing badminton for fun, and suddenly I'm here with the national team. During tournaments, my parents and friends would come to support me, and they couldn't believe it's me playing. There were times my friends would ask, "Was that you on the court?" I'll just try to avoid the attention, but they know it's me. They'll wish me well, and they're proud of me.
Teman-teman juga mungkin bangga juga sih.
Both players began with different partners before the national coaches decided on the Berry-Rian combo towards the end of 2014. And as with any new partnership, embracing change took some time.
Tiap pemain punya tipe ya.
Every player is different. If I'm playing with Rian, we're always attacking. Our game plan is an offensive setup. That's the difference with him.
Tipenya di situ sih gitu.
Pasti ada.
There are strengths and weaknesses. With Barry, it's very energetic. It's about getting used to each other's style.
Harus bisa nyesuaiin lah.
Kalau sama Rian kan Rian juga udah.
Rian is relatively more experienced than me, so during matches, I'm always asking for his thoughts. When I look at how it's gone, I think the both of us can go far. There's definitely been progress.
Maksudnya, ya sama Rian ada peningkatan lah.
It was exactly a year into their partnership that the Indonesian men made a significant breakthrough in the international circuit. They followed up a second-place finish in Macau with a long-awaited maiden title at the Yonex Sunrise Indonesian Masters held in Malang.
They're taking on one of the best men's doubles pairs in the world, Biao and Hong Wei, inside the top 5. And there we go! You can see how much it means to Barry and Angriawan.
Saya nggak nyangka juga.
We didn't expect it. It started from Macau after we lost the final. We went to Malang without thinking too much about winning or losing. We just focused, and thank God we became champions.
Kita bisa juara.
Ya mungkin kalau dari perasaan confidence.
We were feeding off our confidence and self-belief. In Macau, we were able to finish as runners-up, and then we were able to win it in Malang. Our determination to do well got stronger from there.
Confident kita bisa naik gitu.
The jubilant scenes in Malang whet the duo's appetite for bigger accomplishments. However, Berry and Rian recognize that there is plenty of room for improvement, and they'll need to take their badminton to the next level before they can battle it out with the big boys.
Mau ambil gelar Super Series, kita harus.
To win a Super Series title, we have to work harder, be more disciplined, and we've got to be mentally stronger. Because at that level, the opponents you face are never easy. The top 10 pairs in the world are definitely there, so hard work and discipline are key.
Kita harus lebih banyak buat kerja keras dan disiplinnya itu aja sih.
And as with the rest of their national teammates, both players are also drawing inspiration from a living legend in their midst, Hendra Setiawan.
Kalau Hendra, ini ya luar biasa lah.
Hendra Setiawan is an unbelievable player. He's one of those few who's a complete player. To many of us here, he's like a demigod. He's won the World Championships, the Olympic gold medal, the Asian Games, practically all of them. But even then, he still trains hard and is never satisfied with what he has achieved. For me especially, he's had an amazing career. Like I said, a demigod.
Setengah dewa.
Featuring in the next edition of the Olympics will be the ultimate goal for Berry and Rian, especially after missing out on the Olympics this year.
Dari dulu sih pengennya di Rio ini, tapi
The ambition was Rio, but we didn't do enough. But we move on. We need to prepare better so we won't miss out again.
meleset lagi.
Kita harus mempersiapkan diri hari per hari ya.
Our preparations have to start now. We can't think it's only 4 years away. We need to give our best day in and day out. I think that's the best way forward in the long run.
Jangka panjangnya gitu.
With Berry Angriawan and Rian Agung Saputro ready for hard work and hoping to follow in the footsteps of their predecessors, Indonesia's men's doubles scene looks set for continued success.
我最喜欢的食物是我父母做的食物，因为我爸爸做饭非常厉害，他做的饭都很好吃啊，每次都可以吃很多。badminton登的话，我很喜欢林丹，男单的话我很喜欢林丹，因为他已经是我们羽毛球界的传奇人物了。然后第二个是泰国的那个 Rachano， 因为他在19岁的时候他就拿了世锦赛冠军，就其实当时已经所有打羽毛球的人就是应该都认识他了吧，因为他真的是打球很厉害，而且很聪明，头脑很好。我第一个就是希望我父母跟家人就是永远健康，可以跟我永远在一起。第二个，我希望可以拿到世界冠军。第三个还没想好。
Time to test your badminton knowledge. In this week's trivia, we want you to guess who this former player is. I was born in Korea. I was a double specialist. I am a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. We'll reveal the answer after the break. When we return, former Chinese Badminton World Cup winner Lai Tai-chin shares with us her badminton story that has taken her from the rural farms of China to Singapore. Get in touch with us on social media. Follow us on Twitter. Tell us what you think of the latest news. Or perhaps you just want to leave an encouraging post for your favorite player on Facebook. If you've got any comments or photos to share, do get connected with us on these social media platforms. Before the break, we asked you to guess who this player is. I was born in Korea. I was a double specialist. I am a two-time Olympic gold medalist. The answer is Kim Dong-moon. The Korean player clinched his first gold at the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta with mixed doubles partner Gil Jung-ah. He won his second Olympic gold in Athens at the 2004 Summer Games, this time in men's doubles with Ha Tae-kwon. He remains the only Korean shuttler to have achieved 2 badminton gold medals at the Olympics. China has by far been the most successful badminton nation at the BWF World Championships and the Olympics. In reaching these heady heights, China has a systematic talent spotting process where the best young talent is groomed to become world beaters. One such player to come through this system is Lai Tai-chin. In the mid-1980s to early 90s, she was one of the top women's doubles players in the world. Now a coach and sports entrepreneur in Singapore, Lai gives us an insight into her story.
I'm from Guangdong, China, a farm in the countryside. I was talent scouted when I was 10 years old. I left home, training and boarding in the city, visiting home only once a year. At 12, I became part of the Guangdong badminton team after a series of provincial selections. And from the next 4 to 5 years, I trained and competed in junior tournaments, especially the yearly national competitions. To get noticed by the national selectors, you need to consistently finish in the top 3.
In its attempt to identify young children with potential in the sport, the world's most populous country casts a wide net and the competition is fierce. Among hundreds of thousands of hopefuls, Lai was one of the talented shuttlers to have successfully made the grueling climb up the ladder.
With good results, you get invited to train with China's national team. But you're not part of the team yet. It's only when I won the senior national title in women's doubles 3 times consecutively that I was selected into the national team. That was in 1987, when I was 20 years old. In my era, as a Chinese national player competing on the international stage, we were expected to be in the world's top 8. If you fail to be top 8 in the world rankings, you lose your place in the national team. That was the biggest pressure as a player in my time.
Lai made her first international appearance as a Chinese national player at the Singapore Open in 1987. Her biggest achievement came 3 years later at the 1990 Badminton World Cup, where she clinched gold in women's doubles with Yao Fen.
My first World Cup in Indonesia, that's my most unforgettable. It was a tough competition as I found the conditions difficult. It was just too hot. The lights for the TV courts were so intense, it made it even warmer. So it wasn't easy for us to perform to our best. When I walked on court, I had no idea how to endure the heat. The opponents were also in a lot of discomfort from the heat, and I guess, in the end, we were able to perform better than they did. That's my first World Cup victory.
The pair would go on to win titles on the circuit, but Lai's success was short-lived. The years of intense training and competition had taken a toll on her body, and Lai retired 2 years later. It was a tough call considering the sport was about to make its debut at the Barcelona 1992 Olympics.
In early 1992, we were the #1 ranked women's doubles pair. But I was plagued with injuries and unsure if I could carry on. So I had to make a decision. If I was to continue, I must be certain to be fit to compete in Barcelona or let my partner down. But I knew my body was in no condition to compete at the highest level. So it's better that I made the decision to stop early so my partner had the chance to pair up with another player to bid for the Olympics. It was in such circumstances that I decided to retire. Not becoming an Olympian is probably one of my biggest regrets. But it's not something that has defined my career or my life. It's a process in my journey. Sometimes you need to make sacrifices.
Following retirement, Lai moved to Singapore to join her family who had migrated to the Garden City in 1989. Although no longer a part of the Chinese setup, badminton remains her top priority. In her adopted country, she gives back to the game as a coach and through her company, which organizes several badminton tournaments every year.
I hope to raise the standard of badminton of the Singapore kids, hopefully. By exposing them to a competitive environment early, they'll gain experience, and by wanting to win through competition, it'll motivate them to improve and work hard. Badminton has been my life. I'll be nothing without the sport. I've learned important life lessons through badminton. From the moment I picked up the racket, my character building started. Things like determination, never giving up, respect to others, enduring hardships has made me what I am today. There's nothing I cannot achieve. Through my badminton journey, I have been given the tools to succeed.
After the break, we report on the Pan Am Junior Championships held in Lima, Peru. Visit our YouTube channel, badmintonworld.tv. There are tournament highlights, plays of the day, as well as past matches to savor. Missed an episode of Badminton Unlimited? Do not fret. All the episodes are available for your viewing pleasure. All the best badminton clips are just a click away. Football may dominate the sporting landscape in the Pan American region, but it has not stopped badminton administrators from doing their bit to raise the profile of the game. Nor has it stopped the badminton stars of the Americas showing off their skills at the recently concluded Olympics in Rio. And it certainly did not stop their young players from turning up for the 2016 Pan Am Junior Championships.
I'm really happy because I won first place, and first place is a really nice feeling to win. And I'm happy because I worked so hard for this time for like 2 years.
I'm very excited because this is the first medal I've won in a Pan American tournament. I got the silver medal. I'm very happy with the result.
The Pan Am Junior Championships had humble beginnings in the 70s, with only the team event. As badminton began to grow in the early 2000s, individual categories were introduced. The tournament has traveled throughout the region, with Peru hosting it this year.
We have 5 categories: under 19, under 17, under 15, under 13 and under 11. 5 category and also team event. In this Pan Am Junior Championship, we can see here the best young players from 19 countries. I'm talking about 300 players.
It's not the first time the nation has hosted a major badminton tournament, having opened its doors to the very best youngsters in the world when it hosted the BWF World Junior Championships last year. It was an event that helped boost the popularity of the sport.
It was, for me, the biggest experience for all of us. I'm talking about regarding the players, opportunity to play, I think, first time against the best young players of the world. And thanks World Junior Championships, we started with developing a shuttle time program inside of Peru. Today we had about 700-800 to watching finals matches. Pan Am Junior is very important.
Badminton Unlimited was in Lima to witness the region's best shuttlers battle to become champions of Pan America. What also sets this competition apart from many other junior competitions is the inclusion of the under-11 age group.
Sometimes it's critical because sometimes they tell it's too young to live this pressure, but I think it's not a pressure, but this is a passion. It's a passion that you have to start when you're a kid. You have to learn it, to live it, and to go further. Life is like that, but I think it's how they'll have to learn. That's why we try to put as young as we can.
The young shuttlers from across the region learnt new skills from competing against players from other countries.
Have opportunity to play against players with different styles, different techniques. It's very important opportunity for our players.
There are some very good players who compete at the tournament here. These players possess very good technique, and you can see it with the wide range of shots they execute during the matches. For example, if you look at the players from the USA and Canada, you can see that they have a solid foundation in their game. Both the junior and the more senior players are strong in their technique as well.
It helps me develop and grow as a badminton player because I get a lot of experience when I play and I know what to do later.
After 2 weeks of intense competition, the 25th Pan Am Junior Championships drew to a close. Canada were champions in the team event and had the highest haul of gold medals in the individual categories after USA. Other nations are also showing signs of improvement in the sport.
At the same time, we have other teams like Brazil, Peru, we have Salvador, República Dominicana that before you didn't hear about to have a medal. So I think that's a proof that have been made by Pan Am, but also for the countries that have been increasing the training that they have for their players.
The tournament might have ended, but the experience, and not just the medals that the players bring home, will stay long with these shuttlers who are the future of Pan Am badminton.
But I think is how to manage, how to improve, how the values that the sport teach you. I think the opportunity that a player have in this kind of tournaments is to learn about life. How do you manage to work with a team because you are not by your own? So it's important. Once again, this kind of tournaments is nice for them to see that it's not only one country; it's a whole world that is looking, and you have the whole world in your feet.
With the success of the Pan Am Junior Championships and the continuous growth of badminton in the Americas, the sport is certainly moving in the right direction. The BWF fan site is the go-to place for all the information you'll need. Read about the latest badminton news around the world, feature articles, and check the tournament schedule, results, rankings, and statistics. Your one-stop website for all things badminton. Before we go, let's see what the international circuit looks like as we check the Badminton Unlimited calendar. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we walk down memory lane with the legendary Ms. Bunsidek part of the Sidek family that brought badminton glory for Malaysia in the 90s. See you next week.